why they should choose and pick UK as their study destination. So what is your point of view on why UK market?
UK education system is always one of the top education systems across the globe, and students and employers know about the opportunities that studying in the UK would bring.
Why a student should go for University of Kent?
We're actually #1 for forensic science in the UK.
#1 for forensic science.
Forensic science, which is a very emerging subject and very, very popular, particularly in South Asia. Learning from people that are doing the job that you might want to do in the future.
So you get like practical and real-time experience from the faculty member.
Exactly.
How this University of Kent location, you think that it is better for students?
So Canterbury is our main campus, and it's about an hour from London on the train, and Medway is even closer. So the Medway site we share with other UK universities, and it's 40 minutes from London. Kent is that we're known as the Garden of England.
What is like campus life of University of Kent, societies, clubs, facilities?
So we have over 200 different clubs and societies.
200 clubs and societies.
So everything from lots of different sports to cooking to Harry Potter clubs. So
Harry Potter club?
yeah, it's still a big thing in the UK. 5,000 rooms available for people to stay.
5,000
So it's a
rooms
big
available.
campus. It's a very big campus.
Let's discuss about the placement year and job year and the job and career prospects for the students.
Yeah.
So what is the per annum fees, and what are the different scholarships you are offering, especially for the undergraduate students and for the master's students?
Yep. And so we offer quite a range of scholarships for both undergrad and postgraduate students.
All right.
So for the £6,000 one, it is an application. GPA is important. So last year, I think the lowest GPA was around 3.8.
£26,000 of
So
scholarship for
very
Pakistan.
impressive. For Pakistan only.
Oh my God.
So it's no work experience requirement. It's just purely based on GPA.
Hello and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Azeem Qasim and I am founder and Edify Group of Companies. At Edify Group of Companies, we provide information regarding study abroad, immigration, and career counseling. As you know that we have started a series of podcasts where we invite guests from different universities, and we have a unbiased review of that particular university, so you can decide better that is this university is favorable for you or not. So our today's podcast is regarding University of Kent, and I'm at the moment having my guest from she is coming from the UK, and her name is Emma Spittles. Emma Spittles. So today I'm having my guest Emma Spittles. She is basically Senior International Officer for Pakistan from University of Kent. Hi Emma, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you. Thank you very much for having me today.
Thanks to you that you're coming from the UK, especially for this. So how your experience is going in the Pakistan?
Oh, fantastic. This is my 4th visit to Pakistan in 2.5 years. So I'm becoming more of a local every time I come. The weather is a lot nicer this time of year. I can cope with this kind of
this time of the year weather is very good.
Beautiful.
But not for us that we are looking for like more cold.
Oh yeah, it's very cold in the UK at the moment. So yeah,
yes.
It's nice to have a bit of sun while I'm here.
So have you learned any Urdu or any word?
Oh no. Unfortunately, no. Language is not my kind of thing.
Jaldi chalo pani, no word.
No, I just do the very English thing of talking slowly and loudly when I'm trying to communicate.
I know that. Okay, Emma, let's start our podcast, and I will like to ask about first thing first that basically the University of Kent is based in the UK. So let's talk about the UK first. So I know why UK, but for many students, I think they should know about why they should choose and pick UK as their study destination. So what is your point of view on why UK market?
I think the UK sort of education system sort of speaks for itself, really, not just in terms of the academic, but the other opportunities studying in the UK offers to students from Pakistan. I think UK education system is always one of the top education systems across the globe, and students and employers know about the opportunities that studying in the UK would bring. I think there's a lot of kind of cultural and historical links between the UK and Pakistan, which a lot of students, both in the UK and also from Pakistan, really enjoy that collaboration. Yes. And so I think for students from Pakistan, it's a really good opportunity to kind of experience high-class education, but also that kind of cultural and historical exchange as well. It's a nice place to study as well. And I know particularly from Pakistan, cooler weather, rain as well, which I know many people really enjoy. So you get to enjoy that kind of seasonal weather as well while you're there.
Yeah, it's true. I really like the coffee of the UK. Okay, Emma, let's talk about university now. So, what there are many universities in UK, and these days many universities are stepping into Pakistan as well. So, why a student should go for University of Kent in particular? So, what about your rankings and anything that you think that this is the point that where University of Kent is like better as compared to other universities? So let's talk about University of Kent. Why a student should pick University of Kent?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a valid question. I think, exactly as you said, there's so much choice now in the UK, and so for students, you have a rich pickings of universities.
Exactly.
So for Kent, we were established in 1965, so we've been going around for a good few years now. And in terms of our ranking, we're a top 40 UK university. But many of our subject areas are very highly ranked. So our business school is a Triple Crown business school.
Triple Crown business school.
Yeah, which puts us in the top 1% of business schools globally. So in terms of its reputation and standing, it's very, very strong. But other key subjects like law and psychology and biosciences are also very highly ranked in their respective subject area. We're actually number 1 for forensic science in the UK.
Number 1 for forensic science.
Forensic science, which is a very emerging subject and very, very popular, particularly in South Asia.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's lots of kind of academic opportunities that students can really benefit from. I think one of the really unique things about Kent is that we are very much a research university. And so for one of the benefits for students is that that the academic staff who are teaching the programs that you're on are also involved with research and sort of professional activities in their respective area. So as a student, you get to benefit not only from their academic knowledge, but also their professional knowledge and research experience. So it's a really kind of enriching kind of, you're not just learning from textbooks all the time.
Yes, exactly.
You're learning from people that are doing the job that you might want to do in the future.
So you get like practical and real-time experience from the faculty members.
Exactly.
You mentioned the forensic science, that it is one of the best course of the University of Kent. So do you accept application from the chemistry background or from the, so if a student has like a law background, he can apply for the forensic science?
So the forensic science program is quite a technical program. So you do need to have a good science background. It doesn't necessarily have to be kind of a science degree, but you have to have a good background in it.
Good background for the science.
Because it is, as I said, it's quite a very practical degree, and it has a lot of sciences in.
Yes, because you have to like play with the evidence and all that stuff.
Exactly.
So you need to have a good experience or at least knowledge of the science.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Emma. Let's talk about location. As you mentioned that. We have a strong history with the UK, being a South Asian country, being a Commonwealth country. So we do have our community in UK, the Muslim community, the Pakistani community. So that's why location is very critical and important when it comes to this university selection, because whenever a student plans to go to the UK, he or she has their friend in the UK and he will call them. And they will guide them, okay, come to this place. So they have to and obviously they have to look into the availability of halal food and all that stuff. So location is a very key player. And when it comes to London or near London, it has become more important because so London has its vibe. So every student likes London. So what about the location of the University of Kent? Is it a feasible or good location for the student, or how this University of Kent location you think that it is better for students?
I think that's one of the main attractions about the University of Kent is that we have 2 campuses in the UK, and both are within very easy distance from London. So Canterbury is our main campus, and it's about an hour from London on the train, and Medway is even closer. So the Medway site we share with other UK universities, and it's 40 minutes from London. And I think one of the benefits of being in that location is that you get to experience London and everything that offers you. But studying in London, studying in big cities is a very different experience to studying at a campus university, and that's what Kent offers you. We have the opportunity for you to study, live, socialize and work all in one area, as opposed to having to commute around and having lots of distractions that you might have if you're located in a big city. I'm originally from London, so I grew up in London. I studied in London, and it's a great city to be, there's lots of things to see and do and get involved with, but it can be quite hectic, and it can be quite busy, and it can be quite expensive as well.
And that was coming true. That London is quite expensive.
Yes, yeah. And I think one of the benefits of being outside London is the accommodation costs will be cheaper. And more affordable. And I think as a student, obviously we know students are on a budget, and so you need to make sure that you get good value for money. And I think staying on a campus university like Canterbury, like Medway, will give you that kind of very easy comfort. You haven't got to commute anywhere. Everything is on your doorstep. So it's literally kind of, you haven't got to do anything beyond kind of going to your lectures, and then perhaps if you're doing clubs and societies. So everything is in one space. So it's
like best of both worlds, that you are staying in the London but not in the
Yeah, exactly. And I think one of the other benefits of Kent, I don't know if you visited Canterbury before.
No, I have visited the Medway campus, but not the Canterbury. But I will visit this time.
So yeah, the Canterbury campus is on the doorstep of Canterbury City. It's a very small city, particularly in comparison to cities here in Pakistan, which are enormous. But Canterbury is a very historical city. So it's the home of the Canterbury Cathedral, which is a World UNESCO Heritage Site. So it's kind of the home of the Archbishop of Canterbury. So if you ever, maybe listeners saw the coronation of King Charles. So the guy that put the crown on the head, on the king's head, was the Archbishop of Canterbury. And his home is in Canterbury. So it's a very historical site. It gets thousands of tourists every year. And there's lots of kind of literary references as well. So if you're into Charles Dickens or Geoffrey Chaucer, those kind of really strong literary references are all based around Canterbury in the Kent area. And I think one of the other benefits of Kent is that we're known as the Garden of England.
Garden of England.
So it's very beautiful kind of countryside, rugged landscapes, lovely beaches.
Lovely, very lovely.
And it's beautiful. And I think as a student, particularly for people who've grown up in an urban environment, staying somewhere where you can actually have fresh air, greenery, place to roam around and kind of just enjoy yourself, as opposed to being...
Quite fascinating.
It's a nice kind of setting for your studies.
Exactly. So you mentioned about the Canterbury campus. So my next question will be regarding the campus. I know that there are many universities in the London that are like on vertical base or like very of like 3 to 4 classrooms and not the vibe of the campus that you can feel from a university. So as you are not in the central London, or you are away from the London, it's like 1 hour or maybe closer to that. So how your campus is facilitating the students? How big is your campus? What is like campus life of University of Kent, societies, clubs, facilities?
I mean, I would say that we're a very active campus, both Canterbury and Medway. So students not only study, they enjoy the academic facilities there. We've got a fantastic library, all of the kind of the modern cons you would expect from sort of a modern university, all of the kind of the lab and the studio spaces. I mean, things like the School of Architecture, for example, has a fantastic architecture studio where students can go in and use all of the different equipment. And so all of that is available to students on the academic side. But we know that studying overseas is not just about studying. You need to kind of enjoy yourself and get like life experiences that you may not have had the opportunity to do before. And so the campus offers kind of lots of ways that students can kind of interact outside of the classroom. So clubs and societies play a really key part in our kind of student life. So we have over 200 different clubs and societies. So everything from lots of different sports to cooking to Harry Potter clubs. So
Harry Potter club?
Yeah, it's still a big thing in the UK. So there's lots of avenues for students to kind of take a break from their studies, meet their friends, do something that they enjoyed, maybe learn a new skill or something like that. So there's lots of opportunity to learn and develop and grow outside of their studies. But on campus, there's like 5,000 rooms available for people to stay.
5,000
So it's a big campus. It's a very big campus. But there's also a fully equipped sports centre. with a gym. There's also a cinema, a theatre. There's a nightclub. So
you have the nightclub inside the
on campus.
Oh, that's good.
So it's in the student union. And the good thing as well that there's a shuttle bus that goes between the two campuses. So if you're at Medway and you want to go to the nightclub, you just hop on the bus. It takes around half an hour, 40 minutes. It's free for students as well. And you can go and enjoy the campus facilities at Canterbury and vice versa. So
that's amazing.
If you are on either campus, you're not going to get left out if you're not on the campus where the activities are happening. You can easily kind of go between the two. So it's a very kind of enriching. And I think that's one of the great things about Kent is that we do encourage students to be active, to be engaged, and also, again, to have fun.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So you mentioned that you have like more than 5,000 rooms available on the Canterbury campus. So do you remember the cost of living, the accommodation cost for the students?
Yeah, it varies depending on whether you're an undergrad or a postgraduate student and the room type as well. So generally budgets from about £5,000 to £10,000 for undergraduate students.
For a year?
For 1 year.
For 1 year.
For 1 year.
Right.
And for postgraduate students, there's a dedicated halls of residence for master students.
All right.
And that ranges from about £10,000 to £12,000 a year.
All right.
But lots of different options. So things like you can have a studio flat, you can have a shared bathroom, you can have your own ensuite. So lots of different options to suit your budget.
Okay, that's good. So I was just going through the prospectus of the University of Kent, and we have a discussion before the podcast. Many of your courses are with placement. So I was seeing like you have business courses with placement and computer science courses with placement. So I know the benefit of the placement that students get an opportunity to get familiar with the employer, and then it is easy to move on to the job. So how University of Kent facilitate students for their career sport and for job, for placement, and how placement year is beneficial for a student to get their practical experience and job. So let's discuss about the placement year and job year and the job and career prospects for the students.
Yeah. I mean, I think as a university, we really place a lot of focus on employability and career prospects, because we know that students who are coming to study for whatever degree they want to do, they want to then get a job out of it at the end of it, because there's no point doing a degree if you can't get a job. And so for a lot of our focus, it's very much about employability and key skills. So we do that through a number of different ways. So all of the degree programs we have offer students to develop key employability skills. So things like communication, problem solving, management, all of that is built into every degree program that we offer. So every student will come out into the professional world with those kind of key skills really, really harnessed and developed. But you mentioned that many of the programs offer year in industry. So that's the second way that we really kind of give opportunities for students to develop that kind of professional experience. Undergrad, it's available for a lot of courses. So everything from business to computing to engineering. I know psychology also have their placement years. So there's a lot of choice for undergrads. For postgrad courses, as you said, like business, computing, they all do offer that kind of 1 year in industry. So the key thing about the year in industry, it is an optional module, optional kind of option for students to do. We do encourage students to think about it, particularly for international students, because we know that when you have international work experience on your CV,
it matters
gives you such a massive competitive edge.
Exactly. And on top of that, when you are getting the 2 years of post-study work permit, so it will like boost your CV like a rocket.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And when people return home, you're applying for jobs against people that do not have international degree and do not have international work experience. So it puts you at the top of the list when it comes to jobs.
Exactly.
And so that's kind of the really kind of focus that we have. And we do actively encourage students to think about during the placement year. But the one thing I would definitely want to kind of highlight is that it's called a placement year, but you're not placed somewhere. So the onus is very much on the student to think about where they want to work, what kind of industry, what kind of job they want to do. So it's very much driven by the individual. So the student has to decide where they want to go. And I personally think that's a good thing, because if you're placed somewhere, you're not so much invested in it, and you may not, you know, you're like, I don't really want to do that.
Take it, to take it as granted. Oh, I don't want it. I never wanted it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So I think if you chose your own sort of path, your own job, you know you really want to do that, and you'll put your 100% kind of motivation behind it. And so students are responsible for finding their own placement year, but they do have support from the university to do that. So for example, within the Kent Business School, there is a dedicated careers team, and their main responsibility is to help students with the placement year. So it takes a good kind of 6 months to sort out a placement year. It's a very long process. It's essentially like applying for a job.
Yeah,
so you have to get your CV.
It makes sense, obviously. Yes.
So you get that kind of life experience, and then obviously the placement year afterwards. So the placement year works slightly different for undergraduate students and postgraduate students. So for undergraduate students, the year in industry is sandwiched in the middle. So students would do 2 years of study. They would then do 1 year of work placement, and then they return back to the university to complete the final year. So it's kind of sandwiched in the middle. But for master's students, because the degree programs are 1 year, so students would do the 1 year studying, and then once they've graduated in September, they then do the placement year for the 1 full year. So the advantages of doing that, it gives you that kind of, particularly for master's students, you know, you can build on what you've learned on the academic and apply it in the job you want to do.
Yes.
But the other key thing to remember is that the placement jobs, they're actually graduate level jobs. So you won't be going in and making the tea or doing the filing. You'll actually be doing a proper job. And learn, as I said, putting the skills that you've learned into place.
Exactly.
And as a paid position as well. So you get to earn some money. So it's not an internship. So it's a full-time paid position. And so you get to kind of start earning a wage.
It is a good startup.
It's giving you that experience that everybody has to go through.
And there are high chances that employer will like sponsor you, or they like give you an opportunity.
It does happen.
If you are giving your best to the employer, obviously he or she will like do anything to retain you. Obviously you have proven yourself that you are a good employee.
Exactly.
And when we see a CV normally of a fresh candidate, so we usually say that, oh, your CV is good, but you don't have any experience. Sorry. So when a person is having an experience while he studied in the university, obviously it will help him or her that to get a better job. It makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, but now let's discuss about the fee and the scholarship that, you know, international students and obviously everyone is looking for. Fee is very important when it comes to the especially international education. So what is the per annum fees, and what are the different scholarships you are offering, especially for the undergraduate students and for the master's students?
Yep. So for September 25, so the next intake, the main intake for Kent, our tuition fees range from 19,000 up to 24,700. So we're in that 19 to 25 kind of bracket.
25 bracket, including the lab-based course.
Exactly. So yeah, our kind of tuition fees are divided between 2 categories. So if you're a lab-based kind of course, so when we say lab-based, it's things like computing, engineering, business, where they require equipment and facilities, you tend to be around that kind of 24, 25 range.
All right.
For courses such as politics, international relations, where you don't require that kind of equipment, it tends to be around the 19, 20,000. But programs like law are kind of sandwiched in the middle. So law programs can be 20 to 22,000 pounds, that kind of range. So it all depends on the subject area, really. We know that studying in the UK in particular is expensive for international students. I mean, UK is an expensive place to be generally, let alone studying. And so we do try and make as many kind of offerings and scholarships as widely as possible. And so we offer quite a range of scholarships for both undergrad and postgraduate students.
All right.
Most of them tend to be kind of academic or merit-based scholarships. So we try to reward people who've got very high grades in whatever qualification they have.
Right.
So for undergraduate students, so for example, if you've got 3 A's at your A levels, you could qualify for an automatic scholarship that ranges from £2,000 up to £5,000. So the range is quite sort of broad. We also have for undergrad students things like music or sports scholarships. So if you have a background in sport, for example, if you play for your national or regional team in whatever sport it is, then you could qualify for additional funding through those activities as well. So we try to keep it kind of academic and non-academic.
Non-academic. Yes.
For master students, it tends to be predominantly academic sort of scholarships we have. And again, they range from £3,000 up to £6,000.
All right.
Some of them can be automatic. Some of them are application focused. So for the £6,000 one, it is an application. GPA is important. So last year, I think the lowest GPA was around 3.8.
2.8 and for £3,000 it is automatic scholarship.
It tends to be kind of a sort of more broader. Sometimes they are subject specific. So for example, the law school is offering a scholarship of £2,500. It's not academic focus, it's just you have to apply for an LLM program. So it varies depending on which course you're applying for.
And for business course?
The business programs, so the scholarships for September haven't been announced yet, but I suspect they do have their own kind of course director scholarships. They do that every year. That again can be anything from £2,000 up to £4,000.
£4,000.
The biggest scholarship we have for Pakistan, and it's specifically for Pakistan, is our Best Way Foundation Scholarship. So this is our flagship scholarship we have for Pakistan. It's worth £26,000.
£26,000 of scholarship for Pakistan.
Very impressive. For Pakistan only.
Oh my God.
So each year it's available for 6 students. It is a merit-based scholarship.
It is for UG or PG?
PG. But it's subject specific.
All right.
So it's very much focused on STEM subjects.
All right.
The University of Kent has partnered with the Best Way Foundation here in Pakistan for many years now.
Right.
And it's very much geared toward developing STEM subjects here in Pakistan, building up that capacity from the ground upwards. And so the Best Way Scholarship is focused on key areas such as computing,
Right.
looking at things like mathematics, actuarial science, those kind of core STEM subjects. So if you have any students that are interested in doing perhaps artificial intelligence or looking at computer science or doing data science, for example, you can apply for the Best Way Scholarship. It is a very competitive process, as I'm sure you'd imagine.
£26,000 should be competitive.
Exactly.
And it is available for fresh graduates or you have to have experience.
There's no work experience requirement. It's just purely based on GPA. Last year, I think the lowest GPA was 3.7, 3.8. So it's it's the top quality students. But I think last year we had nearly 200 applications for 6 awards.
Oh my
God. So it
God.
gives you a sense. I mean, I don't know what the ratio is, but it's very competitive.
Yeah,
but it's very prominent. I mean, it's essentially full tuition fees plus a contribution towards your maintenance. So you will have to contribute towards your living expenses, but the bulk of the costs, i.e. the tuition fees, are fully paid for.
It is very generous of you. I will apply for this scholarship.
I would love to apply for it as well. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Emma, I was just checking the courses of University of Kent. You have some amazing courses like filmmaking and actuarial sciences and fintech and variety of courses in the law. By the way, what are your favorite course in University of Kent, and what are your famous and most popular courses? Your endorsement for some courses in a university.
Okay.
It's a very hard question.
It's a hard question, yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, I would start off by saying, I suspect for students from Pakistan, our most popular programs, and it probably won't come as any surprise, business tends to be extremely popular, particularly programs like international business and management, which is that broader kind of business degree. We also have more specialized things. So things like business analytics and digital marketing as well are
digital marketing
popular.
These days are
very popular.
Extremely popular.
Yeah, and I think the fact that both of those programs come with that analytics kind of aspect, because that's what employers are looking for at the moment.
Yes.
Not so much the application, but how do you analyze whatever campaign you're doing.
Exactly, yes.
And so both of those degrees offer that. Computing always does very well, so AI and cyber are particularly popular. Law is also another one that we do quite well in here in Pakistan.
So what are the different variety of law courses that you are offering?
Yes,
Specialization.
So we offer quite a few different specializations, which I think is one of the main reasons why Kent is very popular for law, because you can do things like human rights law, corporate law, criminal justice, or you can do a general LLM, which covers all of those different aspects. So
That's good.
Flexibility is there for people to choose kind of what area they want to kind of focus on. But certainly over the last year, one thing that I found is very much unbecoming as programs like psychology.
Psychology is
very
getting
exciting.
very popular.
Yeah,
I think the world has become like so much depressed these days.
It's a very much kind of an up and coming area. And I think one of the big things that make Kent stand out is that we have sort of different specializations, particularly at master's level. So things like clinical psychology, business or neuropsychology, which are, again, very, very popular and very up and coming. In South Asia as a whole, I think that's one of the things that I find quite exciting, is that people are branching out into different areas and not just focusing on business and the traditional subjects.
It makes sense. Yeah. But I know that psychology, that psychology can cover up so many things that even if you are not doing a job, if it tells you that how to interact with people, what others are thinking. So it is becoming popular.
Yeah, and the application of it, as you said, I think it's quite broad. So if you want to go into clinical psychology and be a sort of practicing, then great. But things like human resources come into play, and exactly learning how people behave and understanding that.
Yeah, exactly.
It applies to so many different sectors as well. So you can still go in the corporate world with a psychology degree, and even things like, public sector and governance. I think we could all do
I know
that.
many people, like, they have studied psychology, but they are now working in the marketing department. They claims that they know better that how consumer psyche behave,
exactly
how consumer behavior, like the psychology impacts the consumer behavior. So I think that's why the reason that it's getting popular. And these days, everything is about like analysis.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Emma, for your time, for your valuable information, for telling us about University of Kent. I hope that students, you must like this video and information about University of Kent. So if you want to apply for the University of Kent for the Jan intake or for the September or any intake, primarily they are offering University of Kent is offering two intakes, Jan and September, which is spring and autumn intake. So if you are planning to apply in the University of Kent, which is worth applying, they are giving scholarship of up to £26,000, limited but available, and also offering like a scholarship from £3,000 to £6,000, which is not that much competitive. And with a huge campus and all that facilities, I guess that's University of Kent is a very good opportunity if you're looking to study in the UK. If you like this video, do share with your friends and family members. And if you have not subscribed our channel yet, do subscribe it and share with your friends. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.